so we are ready to get chopping on the MX5. So I got a new tool which should make cutting this thing up a little bit easier. Only joking, it's not a chainsaw. My mate at the local welding shop watches the videos, and he phoned me up this morning and said that they do a plasma cutter which is basically designed to cut through paint, and did I want to try one out? So I said, hell yes. Comes with a decent clamp, which is nice. So this basically has a pilot arc, which means that it will cut through the paint. He did explain to me the difference, but I wasn't really listening. So we'll just try it out and see how we get on. This nice small little light thing. So you can adjust the post flow of the air afterwards for cooling it down. And if anything catches fire, you can also use the air to blow it out, which is a handy little bonus. So many layers to this that it is really going to be pretty difficult just cutting it up, just getting through it all. So yeah, this really is going to take some doing. Right, so I managed to get the windscreen hacked off and all the pillars. What I'm going to do now is just put a couple of support pieces in from the back of the floor pan to these it's got these corner bracing pieces inside this corner. So I'm going to brace from there to the back of the floor pan, just so that when I cut away all this sill, the floor can't sort of bend in on itself. starting to get somewhere now. There's no easy way of going about stripping it down other than just hacking away and just peeling back each layer until you get back to where you need to be. But now I'm at this point, I can see exactly what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. So basically, from sort of this line up, straight across there, is all going to be going. And that is spot welded to this, so I need to drill out these spot welds so that I can separate this inner tub from this. And then this, obviously the whole back piece has got to come off. But I think what I'm going to do now is, now I know how the back's going to come apart, I'm going to move on to this front, start hacking away at that. I'm going to try and keep all this in here. We've got this double seam where it connects into the back of that. I want to keep all this in if I can. I'd like to keep this piece here, which I'm hoping will actually, the original wing will just come over the top, but I might have to bring this back a bit further. But I'd like to keep that like that rather than cutting that whole piece off, because then I can just box this in across here. And that will keep that nice and strong. And then I need to get all these spot welds out and get these seams down to just the single skin on the inside, top and bottom. I need to do some repairs here. Basically just prep all these edges so that I've got a face that's easy to work off of. So I'll probably end up, this bit will probably come out, I would imagine, and we'll just work off of, there's a seam there, so we can cut that along that seam and then work off of this seam here. This piece is probably going to be cut down on here and just put a nice straight flat edge in to work off of. Obviously this has been repaired badly in the past, so we'll sort that bit out. This part of the tub, which is obviously what I'm going to bring out to the outer edge of the 100E. So it's nice to just have that there. I did accidentally plasma cut through it, but this is all cut, ready to go. I've had a few people panicking about the fuel tank still being in here. The tank is in there, but it's completely bone dry, and I've blown all the fuel lines through. I had the sender out, you know, left it all out overnight and blew an airline through it all. It's completely, there's no fuel in the whole car. I would always say you should take the fuel tank out anytime you're doing any amount of grinding and welding, and whenever I'm doing cages, the tanks are always taken out before the car is brought to me, so it's definitely something you should do. But yeah, no need to panic, there's no fuel in it. I'm thinking what I'm going to do at the back is remove this boot floor but leave the legs, the chassis legs, so unstitch all these spot welds, so I'm just left with these two legs out the back, and then make my own flat boot floor. I think it'll be a lot neater. And then this will connect from the flat of wherever this boot floor comes to, will connect and join back into this, and then from this point we can just come flat across to the outer tub. And then on the 100E, basically I think I'm looking to just cut this whole front off straight behind the pillars here, and then just make the rest up as I go along. There's people worrying about the fact that this has got no bracing in it as well, which isn't an issue to me. This is going to be stretched about to fit over that body anyway. I'm going to remake this top section of the sill on both sides, and then once the sills on this are prepped and cleaned up, I can connect the two sills together and then obviously square the body up to that. And it might be pulled a little bit out of shape from the factory dimensions, but as long as the doors go on and all the windows and everything goes in, then it's going to be fine. If you've ever worked on cars this old and you've tried to take accurate measurements off them, you'll know that they were never square or straight when they came out of the factory. Yeah, it's pretty slow going, to be honest, stripping this thing down. But as soon as we've got this stripped to where it needs to be, and all the rust cut out of the other one, and we get to the point where we're starting to get the two bodies together, I think things are going to start happening quite quick then, whereas I can appreciate that now it's probably pretty slow going and boring, but stick with it, it will get going. I'm liking my new little plasma cutter. This is a different style of torch to my other one. It's got these like little extended nozzle things for just makes it a lot easier for like getting in tight spots, and it definitely seems to cut through paint and cut through the bottom edge of the sill, which was covered in undersill, and it got through that. So yeah, nice bit of kit. If you want to check them out, they are inverterfusion.co.uk. Can't remember now. Put a link in the description, or they're Inverter Fusion on Instagram. So you look them up on Instagram. If you want to look me up on Instagram, it's Matt_Urchfab. I will be posting some daily pictures of what's going on here, but like I say, it's kind of boring at the minute. But yeah, if you want to see some of the other stuff I've built, I'll put a link at the end to some of the other projects I've done, cars I've worked on. And the last 100E project I did was making one into a barbecue, so I'll put a link to that up at the end as well. So tomorrow is just basically going to be exactly the same as this on the other side, cutting that off. So I'm going to start the next video. Once that's done, I'll get the other side cut off, and then we'll carry on from there. So yeah, cheers for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.